Hello, bookish besties. How are you today? I'm doing wonderful. And would you like to know why? I'm going to tell you. Because it's February vacation. It's February vacation. Am I going anywhere? No. Am I doing anything? Reading. That's it. Maybe a little cleaning, but mostly reading. So, I finished this. Okay. I don't know how else to explain it. My last video, I was talking about it and saying I didn't know if it was like a middle grade or a YA or an adult. But I don't know what it is. I don't know. I just don't know how I would describe it. Because the theme of the story, like the gist of the story, is very much YA or even middle grade. However, the story itself and the things that happen in it are not. So it's kind of difficult to explain. And the book ends on a cliffhanger. So now I have to read the next one. Like, seriously. Now I have to, because I have to find out what happens. I almost ruined it. I almost said what happens. I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but yeah. So now I have to add at least one other book to my TBR list. I don't know when I'll get to it. I really don't. But I really did enjoy this. Actually, I read so it was 340 pages, and I read close to 200 yesterday. So, yeah. But I did like it. I'm thinking maybe 4 stars. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But like I said, I'm just kind of confused by it because the things that happen in the book I wouldn't expect out of a middle grade. Maybe more a YA, I guess, if I had to, if you're going to force me to pick what I'm going to label it as. Yeah. So I don't know. Excuse me for a second. I don't have to leave for school because it's vacation. So anyway, I finished this one. I finished it yesterday. Last night I finished it. So today, I'm still really thrown by this. In a good way. I really liked it. It's about a girl who lives in a village who needs to get a job to support her family because her mother left and her father is sick. So she takes a job being an assistant to the villain. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to have to see if my library has the next book. I'm sure they must. Because this one was good. So I'm going to have to borrow the second one so I can read it and find out what happens. I know there's 2 more books. So anyway, so now I have to pick between 2 other books, and both of them will get read this week. So it's really not a which one am I going to read, because eventually I'm going to read them both. But I have Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley. This one is for another book club, Ashlyn Kaylee's book club. So, wait. Maybe a 3. Maybe a 3.5. Anyway, so I have this one, and I have this one that I borrowed from the library, because I'm in so much trouble with having things to read. I have nothing to read here. But I borrowed The Locked Door by Frida McFadden. Now, from experience, Frida McFadden will be read in 1 or 2 days tops. and it's not really that long. I got this one, 308 pages. So this will be a quick one. This one has 386. This is like a fantasy, and I'm just not, I don't know. I'm not sure about it. 10 women, a deadly contest, only one can win the Sun King's heart. Oh, that's right. This one kind of gave me Hunger Game vibes, but instead of one person winning and like living in comfort for the rest of their lives along with their family, this one, she has to win in order to marry the king. So, I don't know. Help me, people. Help me. Why is that backwards, but the other one isn't? Because it was upside down. I don't know. I am going to read them both, though. So, you're probably going to see a lot of me reading this week because that is my intention. And then I also have Sula by Toni Morrison. That's for Allison Page's book club read. And that is a short one. But I read another Toni Morrison and I wasn't really excited about it. But I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to try. It could have just been that story that didn't, speak to me. But the writing, I just had a problem with the writing in the first book that I read, which I can't even tell you what it is right now. But this one is a very short one, and it's about two women. So, I don't know. What I might do is open them up and read like the very beginning and try to get a feel for the story. That way I can decide which one I want to read. I kind of want something that I can just very easily get lost in. I don't want something that I have to force myself through. So, sorry about my appearance. Like I said, I'm on vacation. So ponytail, bare minimum, makeup. It's just the way it goes. All right, my friends. I am going to go decide which one I'm going to read. And I will check in with you in a little bit. All right, my friends. See you soon. Hey, everybody. How are we? I'm doing well. So last update, I told you I was starting this, Trials of the Sun Queen by Misha J. Tull. I have this much left to read. I am really enjoying this. I am really enjoying it. I guesstimated that it was sounding a little bit like Hunger Games. There are some Hunger Game vibes going on. But I'm really enjoying it. So much so that I did not know it was a series. So, yeah. The other two books are out, and the fourth book is coming out, I want to say November. I think it's November. I'm not 100% sure. But I am loving this. So good so far. I'm not flying through it. I'm kind of taking my time and just enjoying it. It could be finished. But it's not. And that's okay. Now, as you see over here, you see that's our pet wall. So, right there, that's Ellie and Gianna. Gianna and Ellie. This is Henry. He was our previous dog. Why is that not? Ugh. Henry and Louie. Louie was our very, very first baby. But last night, my husband came home from work with a little surprise. And it's my Maxwell. It's Maxwell. So now we have to take down all the pictures, and I have to reorganize them because now there's not 3 pictures, there are 4. So I have to figure that all out. And then my husband asked me if I was going to put them up today while he was at work, and I laughed at him because whenever I do any kind of hanging, he has issues with how I hang things because he says it's not centered or it's not even, or so if he thinks that I'm going to try to hang 4 pictures on this big blank wall without any assistance, he's crazy. Because I don't want to listen to him tell me how it's crooked and it bothers him, which I totally get. I get it. However, I need a little assistance. So we need to get a big ladder. I'll go up and then I'll just kind of, I'll hold it in place and he can tell me if it's straight. So anyway, that's it. I have a dentist appointment this morning in about an hour. I'll have to leave, which is the only reason why I'm dressed today, because I have to go out in public. So I'm going to go do my dentist appointment tomorrow. I have a chiropractor appointment, and oh my God, I cannot wait for that. I cannot wait for that. My back is killing me. And it has been for a while. It just took me a while to actually call. So, I mean, that's all on me. That is 100% on me. But anyway. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to sit here for a little bit and read a little bit more. So I started this 2 days ago, and I finished it yesterday. It was really, really good. I read the whole thing. Of course, now my dogs want to come in. Giving major Hunger Game vibes, except instead of being a tribute and you and your family live in wealth for the rest of your lifetime, in this one, the winner of the trials, they get to become the queen of the country. So, really good. I enjoyed this a lot. There is another book that is out now. There's a 3rd book coming out in June, and I think a 4th book coming out in November. So I have the books in my cart, and I'm going to get them later. I have started Sula, which I don't know where I put it. Sula by Toni Morrison. That's only like 178 pages. So if I don't finish it today, I'll finish it tomorrow. No big deal. That's my update so far. See you guys soon. Bye. Good morning, bookish besties. How are we this morning? I'm good. A little sad because it's Saturday. That means my vacation. I have tomorrow, and then my vacation is over. However, it's okay. Make it through. So I just wanted to give you an update. Here's Ellie. I finished reading Sula by Toni Morrison. Reading this, I felt like I was in high school and I had to read a book for English class. And I'm very sad to say that. Last year I read Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison, and I felt the same way. I thought when this book came up on a book club book that I would try it. It's short. It's like 180 pages. And it's about friendship, which Song of Solomon was not. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. Could have just been that book. I don't know. I think her and I are just not compatible as reader and author. And that's okay. Throughout the book, I never got into the story. I really just felt I was reading words. That sun is so bright. I hope it's not washing me out. Let's do this. Yeah. I really felt like I was reading words. I wasn't falling into the story. Yeah. So it's okay. They can't all be 5-star reads, right? So anyway, I forced myself to finish it. It is now done. I can say it's over. I can add it to my completed list and begin The Locked Door. This is by Frida McFadden. It is 310 pages, and I'm pretty sure if this book is like any of her other books, that I will complete the entire book by tomorrow night. It's entirely possible that that could happen. I just love her books. I love her books. There's something about her writing that just grabs me and pulls me into the story, and before I know it, I am in the story. I'm just, I love her writing. This is also a library book. I got it from my library, and it's due back on Tuesday, I believe. So I do kind of have to read it quickly. However, I digest her books. Her books just, I open them up, and the next thing I know, I'm done. So I have no doubt that I will be able to complete this book before Tuesday, probably before Monday. Um, so anyway, I just wanted to check in and let you know how I was making out. Good morning, all my bookish besties. How are we doing today? I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking, and I hope you are all doing well. Today's Tuesday, February 27th. Yes, the 27th. So I wanted to update you because I finished reading The Locked Door by Frida McFadden. I do not know how people do this. Like, I just don't. I'm just going to tell you. I'm not going to ruin it. I'll tell you about it, but I don't want to ruin it. So the main person in the book is the daughter of a serial killer who used to unalive young girls and cutoff their hands. And then he ends up going to prison. She lives with her grandmother and grows up. She becomes a surgeon. And then the murders start happening again, but her father's in prison. So who is it? Just going to say, the person who did it, they were nowhere on my radar. I don't know about you, but when I'm reading books like this, I'm like, ooh, it's this one. Ooh, no, it's not. It must be this one. Oh, no, now it's sounding like that one. No clue. No clue. Absolutely fabulous. I love Frida McFadden. I just love her. So, having said that, I have to return these two to the library. I did not buy them both. I borrowed them. And I'm going to return them to the library today. I do have a book that is in transport. It's Let Us Descend by Jessamine Ward. I think that was a big book this month that came out, but I didn't buy it. I don't know. I'm going to try it. That's all I'm going to say. It's not something that grabs me, but other people are really, really liking it, so it could just be me. I don't know. So, now that I've said that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you know about my my TBR list for March. March is a long month. It's a very long month. It's always a long month. So I have 7 books that I have put on my list. This month, I think I read 9, or I think this one was my 9th one. Yes. The Locked Door was my 9th book this month, and this is kind of a shorter month. It is possible that I could finish another book because I have today, tomorrow, and Thursday, which would put me again at 10. So 7 it's a little fuller than I like to make my TBR. because I like to have the option to mood read. However, the books that I have on here are phenomenal, and I can't wait to read them. So we're going to try it. Okay. First of all, I have a Colleen Hoover, Heartbones. I just got this. It just came in. Um, I know I'm going to devour it because I read her books in like a day. So I know I'm going to read it quickly. But this will be one of them. Okay. Then the next one is another Frida McFadden, The Teacher. Again, I have been seeing wonderful reviews on this book. And I can't wait to read it. This one looks phenomenal. Now, because I just read this, Trial of the Sun Queen, and I did like it. I liked it more than I thought I would. This was Ashlyn's book club pick of the month, and that was the only reason why I picked it up. It's not something I would have picked up. My nose is so itchy. But because I got that one and I read it and I enjoyed it so much, I got Rule of the Aurora King. This is book 2 in the series. There are 2 more books. One comes out the beginning of June, which is already pre-ordered. And then I think the 4th one comes out in November. Don't make me stick to that, but I'm pretty sure it's November, which is also pre-ordered. So I'm hoping that it keeps me going, that I like this one as much as I like the first one. And it kind of picks up where that one leaves off. So in the book, she went to another kingdom, and she fought in the Sun Queen trials to become the queen, the Sun Queen of that area. And she ended up, oh, I don't want to say it though. I don't want to see what happened. Long story short, she ends up back in wherever the Aurora King rules. The Aurora Prince. So she went back here. Now here she was a prisoner in a jail. So I don't know. I have my suspicions about what's going to happen here, so I'll be interested to see how that comes about. The next book that I'm going to read, this is also for Ashlyn's book of the month for March, and it is Olive E. Blake's One for My Enemy. I'm excited about this one. I have never read an Olive E. Blake. I have a couple of Olive E. Blakes. What do I have by her? I thought they were over there and I could see them, but they're not. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know I have some Olive E. Blakes. I just haven't read them yet. So I am going to start with this one for my enemy. I hate it when they put, again, book people, we don't read these. Nobody reads these, ever. Stop it. Put the synopsis on the back where I can read it. This book is so pretty, though, right? Just kind of white, boring, no sprayed edges. Oh, and papers. This one. Ooh, here is the back. And it looks like there's some art on some of the pages. Let's see if I can find it. It looks like it's, so like different acts. This is Act 2, but then on the next page there is some drawings. So, Atlas 6. I don't have Atlas 6. I know there's 3 of those books. I might get that series, the Atlas series, if I enjoy her writing. I don't know. I have it in EPUB. I have it on my e-reader. I just have a hard time reading on my e-reader lately. I just get a lot of headaches. So that's why I tend to prefer a book. But anyway, that's a different conversation. So this book is in modern-day Manhattan, where we lay our scene. Two rival witch families fight to maintain control of their respective criminal empires. On one side of the conflict are the Antonova sisters, each one beautiful, cunning, and ruthless, and their mother, the elusive supplier of premium intoxicants known only as Baba Yaga. On the other side, the influential Fedorov brothers serve their father, the crime boss known as Koshi the Deathless, whose community extortion ventures dominate the shadows of magical Manhattan. After 12 years of tenuous coexistence, a change in one family's interests causes a shift in the existing stalemate. When bad blood brings both families to the precipice of disaster, fate intervenes with a chance encounter, and in the aftershocks of a resurrected conflict, everyone must choose a side. As each of the siblings struggles to stake their claim, fraying loyalties threaten to rot each side from the inside out, if that is, the enmity between empires doesn't destroy them first. I don't know. Not too sure what to think. But it is the book of the month, so I am at least going to try to read it. We'll see what happens. I hope it's better than it sounds. It kind of sounds boring. My opinion. If you've read that one, please let me know what you thought of it. Because right now I'm just feeling kind of like, eh. And then, is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I think I was counting Let Us Descend by Jessamine Ward. I think I was counting that one as one of my 7 books. No, it's not. I remembered. Oh, I'm so excited. I'll tell you in a second. My sister read this, said it was amazing. I had to read it. It's been a couple of months, and I am seeing this everywhere. People are like, I'm like 20 pages in and I'm sobbing. So, this might be the first one I read. Not too sure. Not too sure. I'm thinking it's going to be. Then I got my Once Upon a Book Club box yesterday, and I'm really excited about it. So, yeah. I have a few that I have not read yet. But this one, I know I've told you about Once Upon a Book Club, right? So they come in boxes like this of different colors. They have adults, they have young adults, and they have middle grade boxes. And every month you get a box that has a book in it and 3 to 5 gifts that are individually wrapped that go along with the story. I will open this up for you. Okay. I hope it doesn't all fall out. And of course I cannot see anything. Okay, so the book is The Women by Kristen Hanna. Now, I have read Kristen Hanna, and I really like her books. However, this one did nothing for me. It's about women in Vietnam War, and I am not a war person, which says a lot because my entire family has been in the military. My grandfather was a Marine in World War II. My father was a mechanic in the Air Force during the Vietnam War. My brother was in the Army during Desert Storm. I don't know. War does nothing for me. Nothing. I really just could care less. So I saw this and I was like, nah, I'm not going to get it. Then I've been seeing tons of write-ups on this, on how phenomenal this book is. My friend that I borrow books from all the time, she is reading this. She is enjoying this. A lot of friends on Facebook that I went to high school with and stuff like that, they have read it or are reading it, and they're like, I cannot put it down. So when I opened my box and I saw that this was the book, I was kind of excited. I was very excited. So this is another one. If it's not my if it's not the next one I pick up, it'll be the second book I pick up in March. Um, but I'm looking forward to it. But then when you get this, I got this, which let me see if I can open this. So you get this every month. If you're interested, you go to onceuponabook.com, or is it let me see. Yeah, onceuponabookclub.com. So you get a bookmark, because you'll need a bookmark to go with your book. There's like this little, the women had a story to tell even if the world wasn't quite yet ready to hear it. It's just like a little postcard kind of a thing. I tend to just put them in the books. I mean, what else am I going to do with it? And then you get this little leaflet that tells you about the book. Yeah, there's a little interview with the author. There's discussion questions. So like if you wanted to read this with friends as like a book club, there's questions there you could answer. And then they have a playlist. So if you click on this, it'll probably play the playlist for you while you're reading. Although I can't listen to music while I'm reading. My head just, because my mind is listening to the music and wants to sing, and my other part of my mind is reading the book and wants to stay in the world, and I can't do both. So, but then there are, this one, I can open this one at page 120. This one is page 314. This one is page 453. And this one is page 245. Sometimes you can kind of guess what they are. I can't tell what they are. And I also cannot tell you what they are even after I read it, because then that ruins it for other people. And I will not do that. So, if you're interested, you can go to onceuponabookclub.com. I think their boxes start at $50. They might have a code for the first time you purchase something. I'm not sure. I don't remember. It's been a while. But this is like my little indulgence every month. This, Aardvark books, and book of the month. I don't go out and buy clothes and jewelry. I don't go out. I don't go to movies. We don't go out to eat. We don't do anything. Just because that's who we are. I like to read, and this is how I indulge myself. So yeah, I think I'm going to read this one. I might start reading this one. This one or the last letter. I just can't decide. And then I do have another Once Upon a Book Club box. I think it was last month or the months before. Can't remember. And I haven't gotten to the book yet. But I might read it. It is called The Fairy Tale Life of Dorothy Gale. This is basically a retelling of The Wizard of Oz, but like current day. Like she goes to Ireland. Her name is Dee. She's living with her parents. Her mother died. I don't know where the father is. It doesn't say. But Dee and her sister Tony settle with Uncle Henry and Aunt Em in Kansas. So I don't know. It sounds kind of cute, and it's got some gifts that'll go with it. So that always, this is how you know. Let me see if I can find a page. So as you're reading the book, you come upon a sticker that says open your gift. And then you go back to the box and you pull out the corresponding gift and you can open it up. A lot of times I can figure it out what it's going to be, but still, it's cool. Yeah. So this might be another one that I read this month. If not, I'll get to it at some point. But that's it. So those are my books. They're like 7 or 8 books that I'm thinking of reading in March. I can't believe it's already March. I hope March goes by quickly. I don't know, do you guys find March to be long and boring and just, ugh? by March, I am so, so ready for the beautiful weather. I'm done sitting in the house. I want to go sit outside in my yard. I want to read my book in my hammock. Um, and it's just not there yet. Yesterday it was 52, I think, and I had a chiropractor appointment in the afternoon, so I left my house all bundled up in a coat. And when I got in the car, I was like, damn, it's hot. And I took off my coat, and I didn't need it for the rest of the afternoon. But we're not there yet. That's really pushing it. I'm just so ready for the nice weather. And I'm not talking about 100-degree heat with 100% humidity. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking like 75, sunny, beautiful, maybe a light breeze to keep you cool. That kind of weather. So 75 to 80 is a little warm. So that's not perfect, but so anyway, now that I've gone off on my weather tangent, I am going to wrap this video up. I'm going to go ahead and get it out for you. And do me a favor, please click like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. I'm growing slowly but steadily, and I am enjoying seeing them grow. Every time I open up YouTube and I'm like, oh, I got another subscriber. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know people that have 30,000 subscribers. I'm not there. I probably never will be there, and that's okay. But I enjoy doing this. I do this for myself more than anything else. I'm never going to make $1 million doing it, but it doesn't cost me anything to do it either. So that's the way it is, right? We all got to do things that we enjoy. It gives me something to do at home other than read. But anyway, so that is it. I just went over all of my March books. I told you about my February books that I have read. We went over all of that as I finished the books. And I think the only book that was on my list for February that I did not read was Body Keeps the Score. I wasn't in the mood for it. I'm not in. It takes a lot for me to read like a self-help book, so I just wasn't in that frame of mind. I also have Becoming Supernatural, I think it is called, and that is a fat book. And again, that one I have tried to read it a few times, and I can't get into it. It's like a self-help book. So maybe someday I'll get into them, but I have to be in that frame of mind, because they're not going to entertain me. They're going to teach me, and I don't want to be taught. A lot of the times I just want to fall into a story and get lost in that world. So anyway, again, thank you guys. Please click like and subscribe. If you have any comments, go ahead and put them down below. I get so thrilled when I get a comment. So thrilled. Anyway, I am going to get ready to go to work. Yeah, it's time for me to go to work. I gotta go heat up the car, and then I gotta pick a book. I'm really not sure which book I want to read yet. There's so many. And these right here are just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, seriously, do you see all these back there? I can't even tell you the amount that I have read is minimal. Very minimal. I have a lot of reading to do. So anyway, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get going. I'm going to go to work, and then I'm going to come home and start reading something after I cook dinner. And that'll be it. I'll chat with you guys again next week. I'll let you know what I picked for my first book and how I'm making out with it. And I'll see you then. Bye, Bookish Best.